Welcome to the theFNtruth, where most topics are worth discussing, and I'm the master of none, but I'm a realist. I'm your host, Chris Hurst, aka CH, aka The Truth. Now, these are my views and opinions, so don't sue me. So now, let's go. What's good, people? How's everybody today? This is Chris Hurst for the theFNtruth, and today I want to talk about, should parents be held accountable for their children? Before I get into that, you can follow me on Instagram at theFNtruth. You can see these videos on my YouTube channel, which is ChrisHurstProduction, all one word, Chris, H-U-R-S-T Production. Or you can see these videos on Facebook, which is theFNtruthPodcast. Now, let's get into it. Should parents be held accountable for their children? I'm asking this question because almost every day you're seeing something on the news with little kids getting into fights, little kids beating up other kids, little kids shooting adults, little kids doing everything, robbing stores, doing everything. My question is, should parents be held accountable for their children? I really want to know what you're thinking, because the older that I get, not that I'm afraid, but the older that I get, I'm leery of these children. I'm very leery of them. So, and parents, you know what you're doing inside your household. You know how you raise your children. Let's be real. If you're disrespectful in the house with your children are only going to carry it outside in the world. All right. If you're allowing your kids to curse around you and do all kinds of crazy things around you, your kids are going to do that out in the world. So you got to keep that in mind. You know, what you guys got going on with your children, that's your business. But when you bring it out into society, especially if it's something that's volatile, you have to mask that, and you have to teach your children that they have to do the same thing, because the world don't give a crap about your kids. And if your kids are the menace to society, they might come across the wrong person, the wrong group, the wrong whatever, and something may happen to your children. So we have to, in my opinion, we should be held accountable for our children especially when your children live with you. Now, if your children are grown and on their own, and they're out there cutting up, well, they're not in your household anymore. So you don't know what they're doing. You don't know the lifestyle that they're living. But if those kids are living in your house and they're reporting home every day, and you're paying the bills to put the clothes on them, you should know what's going on in their world, and you should know who they're hanging out with. And if those kids are out there being a menace to society, in my opinion, yes, you should be held accountable. You really should. There should be some type of circumstance that happens if your children are out there acting a fool. But that's just my personal opinion. I would like to know yours. Do you think, as a parent, that you should be held accountable for what your child or what your children are doing? Do you think so? And if you don't think so, please comment and tell me why. Because I would like to know. Because if those kids are living in your home and you're raising them the right way, and they're out there still doing something wrong, then either you guys need some counseling or something. But in my opinion, to stop all this nonsense that's going on out here in this world today, parents need to be held accountable. You know, I remember going to school, and if you cut school, someone from the school is calling the house and telling your parent that you didn't make it to school. You know, so you get your butt tore up. Well, fast forward in 2019, we need something like that when it comes to the activity of your children hanging out in the streets. We really do. So What's your opinion? My opinion is yes, parents should be held accountable for what their kids do out in the street. That's my opinion. What's yours? And this is Chris Hurst for the Effing Truth, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.